I dropped the link, Granny B. Can you go ahead and click on it? Come on up. Good practice for us. Let's see if we can get you on the stage. And I will entertain those questions. We'll have a conversation. Are you able to click? Click on that link right there in the chat box. Okay, there you are. Hey.
Hey, how are
Look at
you, Dr.
you.
J?
Look at the magic. Look at the magic. I love it. I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Busy day,
Yeah.
busy day. Got a lot accomplished, but I'm in that mode for chatting with Dr.
Well,
J tonight.
well, can I just take a moment just to welcome you to my channel? I know you are not a stranger here. You tap in with me on a regular basis, but I do appreciate you stopping by tonight, and we can kind of like chit and chat about these concerns here concerning what's going on in the world and some of the
All right.
decisions that our wonderful president is making. So
Okay, now.
otherwise your day, you've had a pretty thankful Thursday.
I had a very thankful, productive uh, day. In fact, all during the day, I have to admit that with all of these carrying ons, like my grandmother used to say,
Yes.
has made me a little tense in the first uh in the first, well, I can say in the last few weeks I have been pretty intense about the fact that our president is signing all kinds of executive orders, signing executive orders and going to bed uh, um, signing executive orders. So for me, is this apprehension what is going to be next? What
So in
and like uh
so in other words, seems like you have been focusing on the question that everybody around the United States and probably around the world have been asking, okay, if you had to grade him on those first 100 days of being president, what type grade? Can we back up and let's talk about the grade you would
a
give him?
flat F,
Not,
a, a flat F.
oh my
Mhm.
word. Oh my word.
Just a flat F. And I think if
Ooh,
there was a grade that was lower than an F, is there, Dr. J, is there anything such as an F minus?
I think the F is the lowest that we can go. I think F is the lowest.
All right. If you come up with anything lower than at a F, if you can find anywhere in your research that there's anything that exists like an F minus, please let
Uh-huh.
me know.
Look, what good you're in that comfortable seat, cause we might not be able to go down the whole list today. So we'll call this part one, and guess what? We'll do a continuation tomorrow.
It sounds good to me.
But
Sounds
let
like
me
a
ask
winner to me.
let me ask this, and I guess if they come in, they can pick up. Let's ask this. Let's go back to where it all started. I noticed the first thing that you said. Welcome in, welcome in. Please come in and join the chat. Welcome to Dr. J's channel. Come right in. But you notice you mentioned something about him signing all of the executive orders, and we know when he took office the very first day on January the 20th, that's what he started doing. Give me a pen, give me the pad, give me a pen, give
Uh-huh.
me
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
just from day one, I noticed that you mentioned that.
Yeah, because he promised to do that. He said in the first 100 days, or even he
Hi.
laid it out
Hey,
more specifically.
hey,
The
hey,
first
Kathleen.
day of
Excuse
his
me one second.
that's
One
right.
second.
That's right.
Give me
Mm-hmm.
one second, Randy. Hey, Kathleen. Thank you for joining us. What we're here, we're just doing some late night. What we did, we're doing a pop up, just a discussion about what's going on, pretty much in the United States. So we're just talking about now some of the decisions. We just started a discussion, Kathleen, about some of the decisions from our president. So you're welcome to join in, but thank you, and you are welcome. I have Granny B. on stage here. So please feel free. If you want to come up, I can drop the link for you as well. But that's where we were. And as Granny B was just saying, President Trump is not doing anything that he didn't forewarn us of. But what I must say, he has been honest. I have to give credit for that. He has been honest. And we were talking about the executive orders that he's been signing since day one, when he took uh Granny B, Kathleen is showing you some love. She said hello
Hey,
to you.
Kathleen, how are you, my dear? It's so great and amazing that you could join in with Dr. J and I tonight, because I'm just telling you, we're getting ready to throw out some serious and some very, very trending information that we need to know about, and apart from knowing about it, we need to savor this thing and look beyond the veil to see exactly what's going on here. What is going on here? Because some things can be just smoke screens from the actual, okay, what it is, what it is.
So let me ask this, okay? What about the economy? Let's start with that. I think that's at the beginning. What about the economy? In your opinion, how is the economy going? But I know President Trump says that the good part of the economy, give him credit for it. That's not so good. So did I lose you, Grant? Okay, you're still
No, I'm
there.
still here,
So
Dr.
in your
J.
opinion, and Kathleen, please feel free to chime in as well. Okay, I see you there. Okay. So what are your thoughts about the economy? Did y'all hear my statement about President Trump had mentioned that the good part of the economy, the things that's going well now, give him credit for it. But the part of hey, open book, welcome. You see, we're doing a late night cap here. Just here chit chatting. But
Hey, open
welcome.
book, how are
And
you
I
this
have Granny B on
evening?
stage. But that's just in quote as to just a summary as to what he said. Whatever's going good in the economy now, okay, my chest is out. That's what Trump, he called and told me to make sure I convey that to you all. But if it's not good, something you all are not satisfied with, oh, Sleepy Joe, that's Joe Biden's fault.
Well,
Okay, do
I
you all
tell you
agree with
one
that?
thing. I tell you one thing. They need to get former President uh Obama and former President Biden out of their minds, because I'm telling you, it must be good to be living up in folks' head for free. And
Rent free.
that's rent free, absolutely rent free. That should be like just more than a metaphorical type of thing, that actually you can move in somebody's apartment and don't have to pay any rent. Oh
So you're
yeah,
just
oh
thinking that
yeah.
former President Biden, as well as former President Obama, what do you think they're residing in President Trump's?
Yes, head for free. And I'm praying every day that they will soon be released, from his head, so he can put something that's more relevant in terms of the impact of this economy on American citizens. That is my prayer, every day. Every
But I
day.
really don't think he's been in office long enough, really, to make a difference.
Well,
I
I think
mean,
he's been in
there have,
office.
in my opinion, I have not seen any
Well, I
I
think
hadn't seen any
because
major
he was.
changes.
Yeah, I think since he was so held bind on changing things, I think he made a lot of campaign promises uh that has caught a lot of people off guard. And those, of course, are those mega individuals. I think I think they thought that a lot of the changes that would be made would be a direct impact, will have a direct impact on people other than them. But I think now, with the state of the economy, they understand, although they continue to support him, some of them, and I would say the majority of them still do, but I don't think they anticipated the devil knocking on their door as well.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that we kind of hit on this. Is he fulfilling his promises concerning the economy? And I will continue to say this, and I stand firmly on this. He has been an honest man. He didn't feel to us about anything. Everything pretty much that he said he was going to do, he has done it. Maybe except ended the war. I think he, correct me if I'm wrong. He said that he would end that war between Ukraine and Russia. Did he say the first or second day in office? Now he
Yeah,
has
I
not
think
been.
he
He
said the
attempted.
second day.
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
attempted. He attempted, but it just has not happened yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm of the opinion of this, that he has come in here swinging the pendulum, and although I think a lot of people were uh a lot of people were bamboozled, you know, um, and they were so gung hoing to getting this man in office because they thought that he would bring all of their fantasies to fruition. But like I say, they never knew that whatever all of these executive orders that he's signing as he gets up in the morning and go to bed at night would affect them as well. So as far as the economy is concerned, I can be very, very basic with that. Uh I never remember paying $5 for a loaf of bread. You know what I'm saying? Just these simple things,
Yep.
astronomical prices for fruit and stuff. But we understand that that has a direct relationship to his tariff, because a lot of these fruits and things are coming out of Mexico. And apart from that, a lot of them are rotting in North Florida.
And
Uh,
even okay, go ahead, because food was in this IE that I wanted to mention. Gas prices, food, and houses.
mhm,
That
mhm.
combination.
Well, I don't know about the gas and everything. I sometimes I feel that there's like a gas war, because even on the highway you can go somewhere and see gas at $3 a gallon, and then go down the road you might see something for 2.42 or 2.60 plus, and things like that. But I think where the impact is on things that even beyond the food situation,
So let me
because
just hit on gas. If I can hit on gas, I have not seen a significant difference as far as the gas prices are concerned. I haven't seen a significant difference.
neither have I. Neither have
Mhm.
I have not, and I am out and about, a lot. So, but I have seen the surge in prices in the grocery store.
Right,
Definitely,
right,
definitely, because right now, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not the farmer's daughter, okay?
right.
But right now, I am not ever going to pay $9 for 18 eggs, regardless of how much I love those eggs. Because right now I have two grown Rhode Island red chicken egg layers coming to me. Now, like I say, I'm not the farmer's daughter, and definitely I don't plan to eat them. Well, maybe, but
Mhm.
definitely they're going to provide eggs for me and my very small family, because I'm not going out like that,
Now
because
I was
that
about
is
to think
ridiculous.
before it's all over, we're probably all gonna have to get us a rooster and one or two hens, and they can lay one chicken can lay enough eggs to feed a whole community.
Well, I hope some last year, a couple years ago, I had a rooster and three hens, and I tell you, I got rid of them because as a kid I grew up in the country, so I knew what the rooster was and the behavior. But I think as an older adult, I forgot the behavior of a rooster, and I
Mhm.
tell you, that thing took over my yard. Okay.
They can be rather mean.
Yes, yes, very, very aggressive. This one I
Mhm.
had. So I had to get rid of him. So in the process of getting rid of him, I was told that they protect the hens. So the hens had to go too. But
Right.
back to the economy. And I think this is something that has been burning on my mind. these Afrikaners, South African Afrikaners that are coming into the country now, them coming in the country as refugees, quote unquote refugees, because they do not meet the definition of refugees. There's no
Well,
war in South Africa. There's
well,
no famine. Dr.
yeah, I
J.
was gonna say, we're speaking of them. How do you think white Americans are going to react? I guess, African Americans, it probably doesn't matter, but how do you think white Americans are going to react to the influx of the so-called African or the white South Africans coming
Well,
into the country?
I think it's going to be a clash because, first of all, I believe that there's a hidden agenda in them even coming here because definitely they do not
Hi,
fit.
excuse me one second. Hey, Shirley. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're just doing some chatting here, just talking about some of the things that's going on inside with the economy, with our new administration, and just some of the changes that are going on, which brings about it's mental health month as well, and a lot of people are depressed. They're full of anxiety, just for the about the uncertainties that's going on in the world now. So it's just a pop-up chat, and we're just pretty much talking because they're just talking to people in general. Everybody, folks are, just kind of like walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
Everybody is concerned about something, if
Mhm,
that makes sense. So these
mhm.
questions have come about. So I kind of like just wanted to get input. So we're just chatting about that.
Is there Kathleen Elliott in the chat room?
Kathleen, did you come back? She
Okay.
had to take a phone call. I don't know if she's
Okay.
back. Shelley
Okay.
was here.
Hello, Okay,
Open book.
hello, Kathleen. I see that you said hello, Granny B, and welcome to this informal chat between Dr. J and myself tonight, because I think we're gonna cover some very, very important issues that address not only us but concerns the American population in general. And if you want to be very, very specific and come from an ethnocentric point, ethnicity point that affect people of color in this
Ch-
country. Now, Dr.
Fred,
J was,
we had someone else to join. I just to say hello to my brother Risa there, here for the late show, Dr. J, and hello, Chad. You showed up in the nick of time. So glad you could
hello
join us.
there. Hello, hello, hello. This is Granny B on the other end of this conversation, and we're just having some stimulating conversation about what's going on in this country today that is causing a whole lot of anxiety and depression and anticipation, and specifically addressing right now the issue of quote unquote refugee Afrikaners being allowed to come in this country under the guise of refugees because they do not fit the guideline of being the definition of being refugees in accordance to the World Council. They don't fit it. So what is the hidden agenda? And what impact are they going to have on the economy? What do you think, Dr. J?
And I wanted to add to my brother Risa and I. We kind of like just had this conversation with Chick Speaks on It during her car chronicles. The question that I had asked those of you that just coming in was pretty much we were discussing, how do you think the white Americans are going to react to the influx of the so-called African or the white South Africans coming into our country?
Mm-hmm.
And you all in the chat, please feel free. Please feel free to chime in um, on the discussion if you like. But I am afraid that I don't think that Americans. Well, first of all, I'm going to say I don't feel like it was done fairly. I don't know what type criteria President Trump set to bring them in, but how is it that we have the funds and the resources now for this set of people on the right? And 2 weeks ago, these people on the left, okay, we're going to kick them out. You got to go. We can't afford to take care of you anymore. We can't afford to provide housing for you anymore. We can't afford to provide insurance for you anymore. So how did that shift within a few? Did they crank up the money machine?
Mm-hmm.
Did they burn all the money when they had to exit all of the other refugees out of the country? So my question is, what brought about the difference? If you didn't know any,
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't know any better, I would think, to me, and I'm sure there's logic for the decision that he and the administration made, but it just seems like to me, from being from the outside looking in, it's a black-white thing. We don't
Well,
have money to take care of the black or
mhm.
the quote unquote the brown people. So you got to go. You either go back to your country, we'll give you $1,000, put you on a plane and send you back, or we're going to send you over to prison.
Well,
So
you
now,
know, Dr. J, I hate to come up with, I hate to be the one, but then I'm happy to be the one that can suggest uh conspiracy theory, because I think a lot of this is being orchestrated with a hidden agenda, because obviously and very clearly that these South Afrikaners are not refugees. Number one, they do not fit the definition of refugee. Now, I would take it so far to say that these people and their grandparents, I'm not going to even go back to the grandparents, that these Afrikaners have been deeply rooted in apartheid. And of course, apartheid was working for them. Of course, it was working. When you can go in and take the majority of a people's land and claim it and then oppress them, you were in a pretty good shape. So my thing of it is, and it might be a conspiracy theory, but we're just chatting here, and this is just my opinion. Um, in terms of this, the climate of this country now, and I have been saying this for a while now. The aim of this administration, with Trump being the leader of it, is to, I'm gonna say, how could I say, purge this country of people of color. And I will believe that and stand by it until I see something different. I think this is a governmental plot or scheme to purge this country of people
now when
of
you
color.
saying purge, now you're making me think, and all of this is opinionated. You mean purging the brown, the brown people out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You're
Because
referring to the purging the
yes,
people
ma'am.
of color?
Because anytime you can sanction the deportation of legal residents along with people who are legal residents. I mean, what else? What else? I mean, I just don't, see the rhyme and rhythm in it if the ulterior motive is not um the fact that they are trying to purge this country of people of color. Because Trump has clearly said, if you don't like it, leave it. Leave here. You can leave and go wherever you want to and come back if you want to come back. You understand what I'm saying? And we can
Mhm,
also see the
mhm. Oh, Kathleen
building.
is back.
Hey, Kathleen, thank you for dropping by. You know, you can also see all of the racial um attention that has escalated since day one of Trump taking the Oval Office.
Well, I can tell you one thing that I read today as I was out there doing some research. And Riza, we'll get to your statement in a few minutes. You remember what's that young man named, the police officer that killed George Floyd right there? in the public eye for the world to see. It came up that he was going to be pardoned, to let out of jail, to be released from jail. But from what I read today, that was not true. That was false
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
information.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
I
But
guess,
even if it had,
I don't know what else.
mhm, if it had been something that was really out there and suggested as a possibility, I would not be surprised in view of the fact that Trump has exonerated all of the perpetrators in the storming of the Capitol on June the 6th. So I mean, on January 6th. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that might be on the agenda right now that has not
Mm.
fully surfaced yet.
Yeah, can you hold that thought for 1 second? I don't want my comments to get away. Brother Risa stated that from what I hear, from what he hears, it's only 50, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, 59, unless they changed it. I think, well, maybe 50, 59. I do think the people who don't support him won't support him. I'm not going to jump the gun yet. That's a statement from Risa.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, Kathleen, just Shelly, sweetheart, just showing some love. Kathleen, Teresa, Kathleen, love. Okay, that's just love there. But that's a statement that Risa, he said it's only 50, 59 right now.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
and I don't think the people who don't support him won't support it. And
Okay.
he's going to kind of like, from right, Risa, am I correct? You're going to kind of like wait and see what happens. It's going to be interesting. And I think not just you, several people will be waiting to see.
Hmm.
Waiting
But
to
back to
see.
what you were saying, Dr. J, um, to just recap on this, the question that you threw out a few minutes ago, the impact of the Afrikaners coming here on on Caucasian people, especially the people who are a part of that mega group. I really, really, really think that it's going to be a clash because they are bringing a different type of culture to the United States. And just like a lot of the mega people, and I don't know the percentage of these people, but I can vividly remember that Donald Trump said that he loves illiterate people. And a lot of these mega people are illiterate people because they've been interviewed, and some of these folks don't even know what the Civil War was about. I
Hey,
mean,
Mark.
so when you come with these people, these white people speaking this different accents and different ways of living, and the fact that the government and taxpayers are going to have to be paying for these folks' housing, transportation, daycare, food, health care. Oh yes, I think it's going to be very impactful on the mega people and other people as well. Yes,
Brandon B,
of
we
course.
have someone Mark from Mark B's perspective just stopped by, and he was
Hi,
just stopping
Mark.
by.
How are you?
And Kathleen has said, I learned a new phrase called black fatigue. Okay, black fatigue. And that's what I mentioned earlier. Kathleen, this month, and I think this will go along with what this black fatigue. I mentioned that earlier. I have and will post, information. May has been set aside as mental health awareness month. And that's what I said earlier. I don't know if you had entered, with so many uncertainties now, and so many people are just, they're filled with anxiety, depression, and mental health has been of a concern within the last few weeks, few months.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I
'Cause
think that
I'm looking at. Hmm.
black fatigue would go under that umbrella of that mental, and we got to make sure that our mental health is okay. And I
Oh
think I
yeah.
put that in one of my things that I dropped or is coming out soon, and we got to realize it's okay. It's okay not to be okay.
Hmm. It is
Hmm.
okay. It is okay because I tell you, I mean, sometimes I go to bed with anxiety, praying that God has to intervene in this situation and make a change. And don't let it be too late. And I wake up with these things because, I am a grandmother and I worry about my brown and black children. You understand what I'm saying? I have serious concerns about their welfare,
Okay,
because
okay.
I, mhm.
Can you put a pin in that for a second? I just don't want the chats to get away. Mark was saying hello. Kathleen was showing Mark some love, and he said he's good. You asked how he was doing. He said, "How are you?" And he also has here, this is Mental Health Month. Also, yes, this is Mental Health Month, and I have information about that that I'm gonna been releasing and will release throughout the next 2 weeks in this month about that. And it all goes under that umbrella, Kathleen, with that black fatigue, in my opinion. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Granny B.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that, we're in a situation. I know some of the viewers and some of our subscriber friends who have just come in here way too young to remember the movie The Twilight Zone with
Mm-hmm.
Rod Sterling. But
I
I'm
remember.
telling you, every day seems like it is an exploration into the twilight zone, the unknown, because every day is something new. It is something new. And
Eh,
the thing of it is so many issues. I mean, how many issues can the Supreme Court focus on at one time? Because he's dishing them out like he's throwing out dishwater.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then, just listening to people. And that's why, I wanted to us to, and we're not going to be able to finish this tonight. So I might do a part 2 tomorrow at some point. You have so many people sending out information, calling church members. Okay, you need to get prepared. You need to put away, your non-perishable food. You need to go ahead and fill your fridge. Kind of like, remember the talk that we heard when COVID first hit about 4 or 5 or 6, well, 2019.
Hmm.
The ship, go ahead and get you some tissue, stock up on this, stock up on that. Let's start a garden. Like I just mentioned to you earlier, we're all going to better invest and go out and find us a rooster and about 2 hens so we can do the eggs. I mean, it's just those type things. Everybody just so anxious now.
On pins and
And I
needles.
promise you, yeah, just watch that. Just watch the data, the statistic, and see what happens with mental health. That we're talking about. This is Mental Health Month. I promise you, we're going to probably see an increase as far as the stability of people
Hmm.
not knowing how to handle, or not knowing what's going to happen, or not knowing, whether or not these rich men, I call it, the president over there in China, President Trump, whether or not they're going to continue to fight and have their grown men, well, third grade acting 8-year-old tantrums, or are they going to sit down like men, sit around that table and do what's best for the people of your country?
Absolutely,
That
absolutely.
terrorist thing, it's a household word and
Hmm.
discussion now. So
Yeah,
that's bringing about stress on people. You have your truck drivers getting out of, business and selling their big rigs and all. I mean, we just don't know. People are being laid off. Don't forget that. That's at the top of the list as well.
hmm because when you have all of these ingredients that I'm calling some of those issues and things that are happening today that's causing a lot of stress. When you put all of these ingredients together, you start to look at two H's. Helplessness and hopelessness. And when people get to that hopelessness, when they feel that, oh, the cards are all on the table, I have nothing to draw from, then it's a powder keg. It becomes a powder keg, and people's behavior become erratic and unpredictable. And often is followed by violence, and of which we are seeing that right now.
Absolutely.
We're
Can
seeing
you
an
can you put a
increase
pin in
of
that?
violence in this country.
Can you put a pin? Let me go ahead and share what Kathleen has here. She says, I'm worried about my family. We have rainbow of nationalities in my family. And she also said, yes, start prepping. So you agree with that? Yes, yes, yes. Start prepping. Absolutely. Okay. Well, go
Mhm.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think, people have a lot on their minds, with the incidents that there was one young lady on a channel tonight that I just popped up on have a chance to view it. She started calling out the names of individuals, even a 14-year-old child and even younger who had been unalive
Ooh.
by police officers, and to reinforce what she said, to make you just like want to just scream, she says, but the officer is alive. And that was really, really, really scary. So I worry about our young people, not only
Mm.
mine. I worry about our brown and black children every day, because this twist is a new twist for them. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new twist for them. Those of us who have lived through segregation and civil rights, it is something that is very, very unexpected. But for
But that,
our babies who don't know anything, they think that, oh my God, these stories grandma telling are for real stories, or how much of this is being fabricated. Is this real, grandma? Is this real? Did this really happening? Not within
but now
100 days.
out of fairness to President Trump, now those scares for our children didn't start just under his leadership. That's been going on for about the
But
last what, 5, 10 years, maybe.
But I tell you this though, Dr. J, and let me be very, very candid, because these are things that I be pondering a whole lot. That a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these mega people and a lot of these people, and I'm gonna dare to say that these are unlearned people, these people who carry hatred for black people, and probably some of them don't even know why they carry it. It's like an ancestral kind of thing. My great granddaddy passed this kind of fear or hatred towards people color down to me, and then my granddaddy. I remember I asked my brother one day. I said, "Do you think this kind of thing will ever end?" He said, "Well, maybe so with the young." And then he said, "Nope." He says, because before the children get to a certain age, they have already been contaminated, you know, by their grandparents or their parents, or whatever. But like I say, and I continue to say this, that I'm very, very, very concerned about my children, my brown children, and my black children. I really, and where do you start? Where do you start to try to put things in place to keep them safe?
But
Uh,
it's going to start at home with the conversations. Like, I always say, it starts at the house, sadly, but it's a conversation. We got to teach our black boys. I have a son as well. When the police stop you, baby, just do what they tell you to do. If they say put their hands up, you put your hands up. If they tell you to grab the steering wheel back, do what they say. You don't exchange words with them. You can't
mhm,
do
mhm.
that. Not if you want to make it home and see your
Mhm.
family
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. That's
Just
right. If you want to see
just
your mom and your
just
daddy
obey
and
and
your
just do
family,
what they
yeah.
ask you to do.
But it's
So
been,
that's where it starts. We got.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Let me
I
go
see.
ahead while we're at a stopping point and read what Mark has here. He responded to Kathleen, appreciating one another, especially our families. Absolutely. And Risa added, I'm a black man, and that doesn't change no matter who's in office. Yes, that's what I just said. Yeah, out of fairness to Trump, that didn't just start now. This is something that started, the police officer started killing our black guys, what, 5, 10 years ago, whenever that happened with the Trayvon Martin. In my opinion, that's when it really got out of control. Don't let
Thank
them
you,
scare
Rita.
you. Rissa
Mhm.
said, don't let them scare you,
Yeah,
Granny B.
thank you,
And,
Risa. Thank you, Risa, for
and
handing me
Kathleen
out some
said,
hope.
Mark, And Kathleen said, Mark, our family is very loving and we are all very close. And Kathleen also said, Risa, they are putting fear in people. Okay. They are. I mean, it is what it is. Facts are facts. And my brother Risa, he we're in chicks uh lives pretty much that she does AM and or PM. And this is pretty much he's always the optimistic one. Mark B says that 1992. Oh, I forgot Rodney King. Mark, and you just mentioned that a couple of days ago on your show. 1992, the Rodney King beating. Okay, caught on video. Yes, yes.
Oh
But
yeah.
after that, it got worse. It stopped for a minute. I think, in my opinion, Mark. And then with this Trayvon Martin, and especially what's that guy name when he walked, the police just felt like they can just, shoot them up, bang bang, our guys, and could get by with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sadly.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And I think from one situation to another unliving of a black man, it became a more progressive, a progression of that. Because my opinion is because they were able to get away with it. Uh-huh. With minimal consequences
Right,
until George
absolutely.
Floyd. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes.
Right. And I don't know where this rumor came from. I had heard it circulating, but I didn't get all bent out of shape. I'm like, Lord, But anyway, I read for myself. Like I said, I was just doing some research online, and I read that it was not true, that he is not going to pardon. But if you're going to pardon him, go R. Kelly ready to get out. You just need to go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
If they're locked up for drugs or something that's kind of minute, just let them all out. Because my thing,
Mm-hmm.
some of these other families should have written letters too when he freed those men that went and stormed that Capitol. One act of kindness deserves another.
Well, he
A
might
crime
be
is
letting,
a crime.
well,
Pardon some of
mm,
the other folks too.
in terms of the black prisoners that might be paroled, it is my understanding that if you have been convicted of a crime, that you're likely to be sent out the country to somewhere because they are even negotiating with African countries to
Yes,
allow their criminals to
yes,
go to these other countries. And I still say, you guys, that I'm not a conspiracist, but I believe that all of this is trying to purge this country of black and brown people.
could be.
So,
You could. But see, when that initially came out, I don't think it was supposed to be released. A lot of information that's being released is kind of leaking out. But I think that was something that was supposed to, quote unquote, be discussed privately, that we weren't supposed to be privileged to. But
huh.
it leaked out. Granby, let me share these comments here. Kathleen said in 1992, I was a correction officer at a prison. When that went off, I honestly didn't think I was going home alive. Oh, you mean
Oh,
that with the Rodney King,
oh
Kathleen?
my God.
And then Mark said that the Rodney King beating, this is a correction, was in 1991. The
Okay.
riots was in
Okay.
1992
Okay. Okay.
after the not guilty verdict. Okay, my fault. No worries, no worries whatsoever. No judge zone. And Risa said that the people who who a lot of us support, absolutely support the people who promote the destructive culture our kids embrace. They changing our moral codes. That's why I can't rock with the Democrats anymore. And let me give this disclaimer: I'm not here representing Democratic or Republicans. I think I'm just a none right now. Um, but yes, I mean, like I always say, they just I don't know if you were on when I typed that in the chat the other day, Rissa. All of them just a bunch of rich folks that's making decisions, getting richer, and just want to keep us working, paying taxes. That's just my opinion.
Mhm.
Mark says to Kathleen, I'm glad that you did make it out alive. Thank God for that.
Mhm.
Amen to that. And
And Dr.
Kathleen,
J, mhm.
uh-huh. Kathleen
Dr.
said,
J, I
Mark,
would like, okay, sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm at a
I
good
would
point
like
right
to say for Risa, although I won't give any comment on what you said, I want you to understand that I hear you loud and clearly, okay?
now. Okay. And Kathleen responded, Mark, it was a very tense time. Thank you. I can imagine it was. Oh my word. Some of my friends, after I retired, had been trying to get me to come and work in a prison. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
They said it's not bad at all, though. But
well, my friend tried to get me to go into the prison system. And I tell you, after a field trip to Rikers Island prison, if I had any tendency, any criminal tendency in me, it was purged right then and there. I have no desire to work in the prison system, although I do understand that someone has to be in that service position. But I just couldn't, see myself as being a correction officer or working in that institution. I even applaud those who are able to.
yes, yes, because like I always say, it takes all of us to make this wonderful world. It takes all of us to make it works. And Granny B, Risa said, I know Granny B, it's all love.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. We got to work this thing out together, Risa. We got to work this thing out together. We have to hold each other up. That's why I appreciate your comment when you said, Granny B, don't be scared, because I'm just telling you, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on out here to even start to try to digest.
And you think that and you think mentally, we as Americans, as people in the world, not just Americans, the mind can only take so much. The brain, is just, we can't survive in overload all the time, if that makes sense.
And then I think too some of the anxiety, and I think I want you. I know Dr. J and I are on here together, but just tune into Granny Barb, Barb, where I talk about intimate partner violence, IPV. See, a lot of these things that are happening now is causing stress, extreme stress on families. So when the stress gets so much and it seems as there's no way out of it, people tend to turn their anxiety and all of that into their own families, into themselves, and self-destruct. You know what I'm saying? Increased family violence, increased domestic violence, intimate partner violence. So this is why, it's mental health month, and we have to inform our loved ones, our families, our community. We have to be a part of that chain agent, um, be a chain agent and bringing awareness to our families and communities to try to offset some of these things that might put families in harm's way, like all of this stress, anxiety, anticipation, you know.
Granny B, give me your channel name. Is it at Granny BARB?
Yes, it's at Granny Barb, BARB.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. I look forward to seeing everyone in there because between between Dr. J and myself, we're gonna bring some very trending issues that need to be honestly discussed, and we want to provide that safe forum for our viewers to be able to feel safe, have a safe place to come and voice their opinion, and just let's toss things around. Let's let ideals uh of how we can survive what is currently being thrown at us, how we can survive this together.
Right, right. Hey, hey, Sister Marco is in the house. Look, we're just here chatting about I had some questions to come up and had been asked to kind of like discuss some of the things that's going on. And this month, Marco is what is it? Mental health
Mental health
awareness month.
awareness month. Uh-huh.
Yes, and there's just concerns out there about the stress and the anxiety, the depression that so many people are having to face, with the uncertainties or of the decisions that's occurring and taking place, things that our President Trump and his administration are putting into action. So we were just here discussing that. What do you have here? Okay, just showing Risa some love there. Okay. But that's pretty much. Let's see what Kathleen showing Marco some love. Okay. Yes, ma'am. We've almost been up here an hour too. Okay, just showing some love. But hopefully though, by the time the dust settles and things, calm down some, hopefully we'll be okay. But like I said, the biggest buzz out there now is, just make preparation. Make
Hmm.
preparation. I mean, I get email, just things from friends, go ahead and do this. You need to go ahead and stock up on some water. You need to get some non-perishable foods, plant a garden, which we're in the process of trying to do now, buy up some tissue paper. It almost takes you back 4 or 5 years ago when COVID first hit. Shelves are going to be empty. You need to go ahead and start doing this, that, and the other. You need to fill up your refrigerator. And like I said, our mind is only that little bitty, that mind is only designed to hold, so much information. And the stress is
Hmm.
not good. And I'm willing to bet you if you just watch that data within the next few months, I'm telling you, mental health concerns is probably going to be on a rise. It's probably going to
Absolutely,
skyrocket.
it's going to escalate. And I
Mhm.
just want to quickly share this. I have already stated that I'm a child that grew up doing a person that grew up doing segregation and desegregation and civil rights movements and all. But even further than that, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, oh my God! I mean, everybody anticipated war, the worst of things, and teaching children, taking children to shelters and getting them familiar with how to survive, and kids ducking and diving under your seat, knowing that if a bomb didn't know that if a bomb dropped, the seats and the ducking was not going to protect you. We were children, we did not know. And there was a time where children walked on eggshells because we were afraid. So this is similar to what our children are in the midst of about to experience right now. If some of them are not experiencing,
Right.
um, you know, the anxiety, because kids have anxiety just as well as an adult. You know,
Absolutely. And we
so
gotta we're expected to hold it together for them. But let me read catch up on the comments real quickly, Granny B.
hmm
Who made Kathleen asks who made Elon assistant president? I thought he was well. And Marco said the economy and the new administration surely got us dealing with mental health. Absolutely. And Kathleen
absolutely.
stated, I'm a pepper, but garden seeds as well. I'm a pepper. Oh, buy garden seeds as well. Okay, buy
Mhm,
garden. Like I said, we're in the process of probably planting a garden. Grow your
mhm,
own just in case if they don't work this terrorist mess out. You'll have what you need in your backyard in a flower pot or somewhere. Okay, Kathleen
mhm.
said, okay, absolutely. Marco said, I have a garden. Okay, you already have one, sis. You're a step ahead of the game. I've been trying to eat off the land. Absolutely. Chickens ain't chickens anymore. Didn't I tell you, Granny B, we need to go ahead and get us a rooster and two hens like back the
So,
grandparents used to have and have them
my
feeding right
chicken
there in the yard.
Well,
Reese, Dr. J, you
my
doing your
hens are
thing. Let
coming
it
next
will
week.
become natural to you. Well, yeah. But no, Risa, we're just here chit chatting because a couple people had asked, to do this, and what I decided to do is get away from some of the other stuff and just, do our chatting here and kind of like bring things, from a different perspective. And since I had put information out on my web about mental health month for the month of May, and I think who said it? Kathleen said it earlier about what did you call it? Black fatigue or something like that. I'm like, give me my hammer, give me the nail, and let me hammer away. There it is, right there. And I had said that I think earlier before you came in, Risa, that goes relative brain. That muscle, it's only designed to hold, so much
So much.
information before, it
Hmm.
just explodes. I don't want to end
Absolutely.
up, on the third floor on the ward up there of somebody's hospital. My mind is a terrible thing to waste. Keep your what you prep quiet. Do not share what you okay. Keep your prepping, keep it quiet. Don't share what you're doing. But
Hmm. Hmm.
word to the wise, we all better be trying to prepare, prep, and put away just because we don't know which direction. We don't know which direction things are going to go. We
I
have
see
chickens,
Mocha is
pig.
saying
That's what
that.
I'm talking about.
That's what I'm
Sis,
talking
that's what
about,
I'm
Mocha.
talking about. Chicken, pig, and try,
That's what I'm talking
and
about,
they're
Mocha.
trying to get some cows and sheep. And they're my uncle is yeah, chickens. They have
That's
the
all right.
pigs. See, we grew up with all those things on the farm. But now my uncle, he only has horses. What can a horse do? I know they used to say back in the day, did you all ever hear that baloney came from horses? I'm like, we
Well,
don't
I
need
know.
no freaking horses. We need
Well,
them hogs. They used to get out before we
People
go to
eat horse
school.
meat, Dr. J.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't know that. I don't think I want any of that.
Well,
That's what
I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
about, Marco.
Dr. J. Dr. J, if
So
push come to shove, we might eat some things that we never that we will have to eat.
absolutely. You have a good point there. Good night, Kathleen. Thank you for stopping by. We're gonna get ready to get off too. We didn't have a chance to go down the whole list, but that was a start. We've been on for an hour. But thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Risa said, what? Oh, he's laughing. Yes, that was kind of interesting. Marco, you're ahead of the game. Sis, you are ahead of the game. I wish I had a better way. Let's see. Okay, you said we have horses, but I decided to not let this property go to waste. Absolutely. May as well fill the pantry and the freezer. Absolutely. That's what we are being forewarned to do. Word to the wise. Good night, Kathleen. That's Risa. Kathleen, we will see you tomorrow at some point for sure. Marco, sis, you're ahead of the game for real. You are ahead of the game. So I got to play catch up. Okay, Reese said the horse meat. He said, nah, I'm good on this too. Granny B, we haven't heard of that horse meat now for real. I
Oh
have
yes,
not.
yes. Back in the day they said bologna was horse meat. But eating
Yeah, I heard
eating and cuisine is I think is regional and it's culture too. Because a lot of people, don't eat goat meat. They don't eat sheep. Well, I eat goat meat and I eat lamb. Okay. So um
right.
and it's an acquired taste, but it's
Well, lamb,
regional. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
lamb is a rich man's food now, isn't it?
Well, not really because I've been eating it for a long time. But everything looks like it's getting to be a rich man's food. So I don't know. Don't know. So I might have to
Uh,
start eating more
let's see what
vegetarian
Marco.
style.
Might. And look, like Marco said, well, look, you can grow that right there on the farm. You don't have to go in the supermarket for anything. Look,
That's
and push
right.
come to shove, you don't even eat the boiling meat. Marco
Mm-hmm,
said,
mm-hmm.
okay, I grew up knowing chocolate scope on toiletries and other essentials. Okay. And look, we're gonna have to go back to that, I think, from what I've been reading. Start stocking up is what they say. I'm like, oh my word. Yes, lamb is delicious.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Love some lamb now.
Marco says, I knew we were in trouble when the president spoke on his new airplane. Wow. I would be afraid to take that airplane, and I shared that with in Mark B's perspective. My thing, why do you need an airplane? I'm like, the taxpayers, this is just my opinion. We have all presidents, even if I became president of the United States, I know that Air Force One has been put in
That's
place
right.
by the
That's
taxpayer.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, these
That's
people
right.
don't like us. These other countries don't like us. They can have any type device. And from what I read, it's going to take like billions of dollars. You know, you're talking about, of course, the president of the United States. They're going to have to take that airplane apart, piece by piece. You know, but my thing, if, President Trump, much love for him, if that's going to be yours, and he's already said he's going to take it with him, since it was his gift when he leaves, why are we held responsible for paying those millions and billions of dollars to take it loose to have it inspected? You know what I'm saying? When we've already worked, that's double dipping. You're double charging us. We paid for the Air Force One for you all. Does that make sense?
I agree with you,
But
Dr.
I
J.
would be too afraid to get on it. Those people will die. They don't like us for some reason. And there's no
Mhm.
telling what type device. It can be a little bitty device. And they're set at a particular time to blow that, you know what I'm saying, to blow up and kill
But this
everybody inside. I
mhm.
wouldn't want it. Like they say, all money is not good money. I wouldn't want it. That's just
But
me.
he's so
I would
invested
stick
in
with
his
the Air Force.
ego. He's so invested in his ego that
Yes.
he wouldn't even be able to see the danger in everything,
Yeah.
because to him that is a pat. Receiving this gift is a pat in the back that you doing well, you doing
Oh, I'm
well.
the guy.
Because if he with him being such the worst narcissistic person I have ever seen or heard of in my life.
Marco said, I agree, sister. That's exactly what I said. She said devices are all up in that airplane for sure. Absolutely.
My
Absolutely.
God.
I wouldn't step foot on. I'd be like, thanks, but no thanks. Or I'll get it and sell it to somebody else and help get the United States out of this deficit that we're in, owing China and all these other, God knows who, all of this money. Risa said, I'm in the Midwest. I'm moving south soon. Okay, that's what's
Okay.
up. And
Okay.
Marco says the airplane is a setup. I agree with you on that one. An orange man and his arrogance won't let him see it. Absolutely. There's
Oh
no way.
my God.
If somebody could hate the United States so bad to, forget my life, get in this plane, I hate you so bad, and just drive an airplane through the middle of a building. No, they don't care anything
Well,
about it. They just hate the United States. They hate us for no
let me
reason.
just
I
say
would
this
not.
right here. This man is positioned himself to be hated. You know, he is positioning himself to be hated. How in the world you been in office for 100 years? I mean, 100 days, and you want to go over there and claim Greenland, and you want to go and make Canada the 51st state. You want to go and change the Panama Canal to the Canal of America. I mean the Gulf of America. I'm just
Right.
telling you, he has set
Well,
himself up
once
to be
again,
hated by
once
the
again,
world.
once again, out of fairness to Trump, I mean, he said that he wanted to be king for just one day, the very first day. I mean, but I
Mhm.
got to tell the truth, he has been an honest man. He's done exactly what he said, what he told the people he was going to do. He really hadn't deviated from those things that he ran on. You all got to tell the truth now.
But unfortunately, all of those things that he ran on his truth have been counterproductive for the American citizens,
Hmm.
except for his mega group.
Yes. I shared that the other day, what's her name? Senator Elizabeth Warren. And it's just a small portion, of the elephant. Why are 3 billionaires with the B, not the M, B with the billionaires should not be allowed, to destroy, public education. But, that's what I mean, he's our president now, and we got to suck it up and get along.
No, that we don't have to suck it up. We're gonna have to pray Satan's kingdom down. Y'all familiar with
Absolutely.
this? Satan, we're gonna pray your kingdom down.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I always say, right, Risa, God bless America.
Well,
Marco said he wanted to be king, and recently he even tried. Leave it to my sister Marco.
Marco is funny.
She said he tried to be pope. Oh my word, that man is selfish and dangerous.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he is. He's more dangerous than we think he is.
Oh Lord.
Because I mean, I feel like he's a lot of this stuff is smoke screens to cover up what he's actually doing under the cover. Because for the life of me, I don't understand. He done been out of office 8 years of presidents from a President Obama's term, 4 years of former President Biden term. How in the world has his hands been able to be dipping and dabbing into everybody's business? In the world. That's what I do not understand. How the Democrats allow him to be dipping and diving into things that could negatively impact every aspect
Granny
of this
B, let me
country.
stop you right there. And this is not my first time having to tell you this. I'm waving my finger at you. President Trump called me and he told me to tell you this. Remember, I told you. He like, Dr. J, tell him. I told them when they voted for me and when they got me in office that I wanted to be king for just one day. Just one day. And let them know, Dr. J, I feel not. I feel not. So
Where the sun,
if you
where the sun is quickly going down, and his one day is over.
his sister and that niece of his, Marco said his sister said years ago that he would destroy America. And that was a childhood dream of his.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And I'm like,
Oh
wow,
my God.
wow,
Oh my God. But
wow.
nobody listened to her.
No.
No
But
one
but you
listened
don't
to
know,
her.
even though this is kind of like off topic and we didn't get through half the stuff we were going to discuss, but this is good, y'all. This is good. And it's real. Risa, are you still there? Come on back with me. I know you got some positivity out there. Because believe it or not, my nerves are shaking now. I got to get these butterflies to fly in formation. Marco, I might need to get me a cup of coffee or something a little bit stronger. Because
Lord,
it's kind of scary. Risa, where are you, my brother? He must be, he's gone or stepped away. But he always has the positive. Oh, there he is. I should have known. He got to come back for us. Let's see what he says. Y'all really blindly trust. No, now let me give that disclaimer again. I don't know if you were in here earlier. Look, all of them recent. I said that a couple of days ago in Chick's thing. I'm always typing that. All of them are just a bunch of rich people who has more money than I would ever see in this lifetime. So, um, I'm behind Barney Sanders. Y'all really blindly trust the Democrat. They've been using us for decades. They not it. Okay, okay. They're not the party. Okay. Hey, I guess they push agendas that have us where we are today. All of them, in my opinion, are just a bunch of crooks, bunch of rich people that
mm,
just want us to keep working. Oh, you're still here. Okay, got you.
my daddy used to say all the time,
These
the
top,
Bi- the
say it again. You
Bible
went out
said,
for a minute.
okay, the Bible says that it would be hard for uh some people to get through the eye of a needle. My
Yeah.
daddy always used to say it's gonna be hard for politicians,
Mhm.
lawyers, and the
Mm-hmm.
and so on, uh
Mm-hmm.
to get through the eye of the needle, or get into heaven, because they're all liars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Marco says these topics will drive you to drink. Yes, my nerves all messed up right now. I'm like you with this here. I don't trust none of them. That's why I say they all just a bunch of rich people. They get together, they fuss in front of the camera, and then the rest go out and have a drink together, get out there and play together.
You
They're
got that
favoring
right.
themselves and their own exactly.
You got that
Yeah,
right,
I
Dr.
agree.
J.
So I'm to the point.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
What? What? That Marco just said, I don't trust none of them. They are just favoring themselves and their own
Yeah,
agendas.
what I was
Yeah.
saying, Dr. J, I'm really piggybacking on what you say. They
Uh,
look disjointed and not on one accord, but as soon as they leave out the
yeah.
room, it's like, hey, Jack, let's go and get a drink. Let's say where you want to go and have a drink, or where you want to go and eat. You see, I've seen it in action too many times.
Absolutely. Yeah, so have I. So I now you see how my nerves. Oh, of course. I said that to somebody. Yes. Yes. That you're reporting that you do. Let me see how my nerves be done. Oh, absolutely. This killing of those babies and all of that type stuff. I would have to have something strong after I finish reporting if I had to do that you put out, Marco, for sure.
All
Because
right
this right
now.
here, just listening to and just hearing everybody comments about this, I got to get these butterflies flying information before I try to take a nap. This is
Okay.
really crazy.
Well, I need to
There's Risa.
de-stress
I'm enjoying y'all
everyone.
company.
Risa
Let's see what
Mocha.
Risa said. I'm enjoying y'all company. Granby.
Yes, I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay, Risa said, I'm enjoying y'all company. I don't want to make it a friendly debate, but I respect everyone's thought and opinions. Right.
Thank you, Risa.
Well, we're just gonna have to wait it out and see what happens is all I can say.
Okay.
Just pray for
Well,
the best.
Dr. J,
God bless.
it's been nice talking with you
Would you?
tonight. Yes, I'm gonna have to go and focus on a couple other things before I go to bed.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for having me on. I have
Yes,
enjoyed everyone, Mocha and Kathleen, and who else did I miss? Risa. Who
Risa,
else? What? Who
open
else did I
book,
miss?
open
Open
book,
book. I
Shelley.
thank everyone for coming in to chat with Dr. J and I tonight, and we hope that we will do this again. We will call it part two of Dr. J's chat with Granny B.
And Granny B, Marco say, nice meeting you.
Thank you, Marco. The same here.
And Risa said, right back at you, Marco. Okay. And Granny B, Marco is a content creator as well.
Okay.
Marco Unfilter and Marco Granny B is a content creator. She's just starting out too.
Yes, and I will be sure to go on you guys' channel and subscribe. Okay.
All right, so that is all. We went over by like maybe 15 minutes or so. Marco says awesome. Granny B, I don't know if you could see these comments from there.
I do. I see
Oh,
them.
okay.
I see
Okay.
them. Beautiful comments. Beautiful comments.
So I'm going to get ready to say good night up until we meet again. And Marco, I'm going to check that email and get with you too. So I'll do that. You said drop Granny B's link, and I don't know how to do that. Let's see, referral link. Share your referral link. Uh, I don't know how to do that, Marco, but I'm going to. But it's at the Granny. I might have to get it to you. It's at GR Anny, Granny, Barb, right? Granny
Yes,
B?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am,
That's
Dr.
what it
J.
is. Marco, I got to figure out how to do that one, reach and grab it and put it in here. I hadn't gotten to that point yet. Bear with me. So that's all I have. And if you're not able to find it, I'll get it to you, Marco. I'll drop it tomorrow for you. Granny, type something in the chat, and she'll be able to grab it. I might be able to grab it too. Type something in the chat, Granny B.
Okay, I'm looking to. Okay. Um.
I think you done gotten too relaxed there, Granny B.
Yeah, I'm coming on with the handle now. I have so enjoyed myself and these
Yeah, this
wonderful viewers,
yeah,
everyone.
something different.
I'm gonna know you by name very soon.
Yeah, just something different to talk about. But I don't like being put on the spot like this. But this is different.
Okay, I dropped the handle.
Yep, Marco, y'all got to teach me how to do that. And I think it's easier than what. Did you hit send,
I
Granny B?
did it. I did. I think it's loading now.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect. Did you drop it in the chat box, Granny B?
Yes, just a minute, Dr. J.
Ma'am?
Just 1 minute.
Okay. It's fairly easy. Okay. It's just still so many of these little bit of things. I'm still trying to I just figured out a couple of days ago, Marco, how to even do this. Uh, if I have to watch another tutorial, my anxiety level is gonna go through the roof. So I just figured out how to use this partially. Ah, I get Granny V, did you press send?
I thought I did. I see something that's still trying to just a moment. Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, because it should.
Look at
Yeah.
look at this. I knew you guys. Risa, I can see everyone's name now. Risa Mocha,
Yes.
Dr. J, Risa. Oh wow, I'm learning. So you all be patient with me, please. Um
There, you're cracking us up, Granny B. Risa said, Granny B sending
so
it
what
from
did they send to me?
not a typewriter. I'm like, okay, did you kind of like press send? And then Marco, sometimes I try to get up here or ET. I try to get up here late at night, but I know you said I can get up here and play on it without turning it on. And then if somebody sees me in here, if they talk, I end up talking and forgetting about my reason for being up here. Did she get disconnected? Granny B, are you still there? I tell you what, I will she disappeared. So I'll shucks. Okay, there she is. Look at you. She's showing out. There it is. Granny B, did you leave us? I guess she gave up one for the other. So we lost her, but we got that. So there it is. Marco, yes. Okay. What did you say? Yes, you have to go. Okay. Yes, you have to go into YouTube Studio and click private session when you want to practice. Okay. Private session. Okay. And YouTube Studio. See, I don't even think I've even seen that, Marco. But I'll look for it because I'm always in YouTube Studio. It's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, click private session. Okay. YouTube Studio. Okay, I'll try to do that. I surely will. All right, she dropped that there, and that's all. We went way past what I had there. What did you say? Okay, I saw that. Okay, that's yes, okay. YouTube Studio and click. Oh, Granny B dropped down. Okay. There she is. All right, ladies. Granny B, you dropped that. Risa, did you get a chance to see it there? And like I said, Granny B, she's about as new as I am up here. Okay, you said there is a private section on StreamYard. I haven't seen that yet. I'll just have to go and look again. Look again. StreamYard and write that down. YouTube Studio. So that I'll have YouTube Studio. And click private session. I'll look for it in both places. All right. Granny B, Mark, she located you, Granny B. And then you said there's a on StreamYard too. StreamYard private session. I hadn't seen private session anywhere. I know you say every time you come over here, I have some type stuff going on, Marco. I'm like, I'll get there eventually. I'm right there. Okay, with you, Marco. Okay, I'm going to subscribe. Okay, Marco is going to subscribe to your channel, Granny B. Okay. All right, ladies and gent. Risa, I'm surprised you hung out with us this long. I guess I'll see you in the morning or tomorrow evening at some point. And Marco, I guess I'll see you early in the morning too. For what's tomorrow, Friday, for a little while. Granny B, okay. Granny B, Risa is going to check you out as well. I appreciate you all stopping by to hang out with me. I surely do. And that's all we have for tonight. Okay, Granny B said thank you, Risa. And I will see you. I'm going to say good night, and we shall meet again, good people. We shall meet again. We shall do this again. Really, really, really soon. Marco, okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Good night, everyone. Good night, and thank you again for stopping by. Good night, good night.